You don't remember being an egg, a fragile shell in a fragile nest, perched carelessly on the forest floor. No towering tree, no hidden cliffside, just the ground. That's where your mother decided to leave you. Not because she didn't care, but because that's just how lyrebirds do things. Your egg isn't tucked away safely from predators. Foxes, goannas, snakes, take your pick. They're all hungry. Your mom isn't even sitting on you most of the time. She has to leave for hours, just to find enough food to survive. Every time she flies off, it is not sure. Will she come back to an egg or an empty nest? But let's say you're lucky. You beat the odds. You survive. You hatch, not into warmth, not into comfort, but into a world that doesn't care you exist. Your tiny, featherless body struggles in the cold air. You feel her shadow fall over you as she returns. She drops food into your gaping, helpless mouth. That's your life now. Mouth open, waiting, hoping. As a chick, survival isn't about being flashy. It's about not being noticed. Stay quiet, stay still, blend in. But even if you do everything right, your chances are slim. Predators are everywhere. Snakes, monitor lizards, hawks. And let's not forget the occasional bushfire because, Australia. Sometimes it rains, the water seeps into the nest, soaking your fragile body. Sometimes the sun blazes, and you bake under the heat. There's no escape. You can't move. You can't even cry for help because your voice hasn't found its strength yet. But you survive. You grow feathers, weak and patchy at first, but enough to keep you warm, enough to prepare you for what comes next. Leaving the nest. This is where things really start to suck. Leaving the nest isn't some grand adventure. It's awkward and terrifying. Your legs are shaky, your wings are practically useless, and your body is still small enough to be considered a snack by almost everything with a pulse. But staying in the nest isn't an option. The ground is dangerous too, but sitting still in one spot, that's worse. Predators love easy meals, and nothing's easier than something that doesn't move. So, you wobble out of the nest, stepping into a world that feels too big, too loud, and too alive. The forest is overwhelming. Every rustle of leaves could be a snake. Every shadow might be a fox. You can't even fly yet. You're a bird that can't fly. Anyway, you flap your little wings, maybe lift yourself an inch or two off the ground, and then crash back down like a feathered rock. So you do the only thing you can do, run and run. You learn quickly that your legs are your best friends, long, strong, and built for sprinting. You dart through undergrowth, duck beneath ferns, and weave between tree trunks. But running isn't enough. You have to be invisible too. Camouflage is your second best skill. You freeze when you hear danger, flattening yourself against the ground, hoping, praying that whatever's hunting you doesn't notice. The predators are everywhere. One day, it's a fox. Its sharp eyes scanning the underbrush, nose twitching, sniffing for anything edible. You hold your breath as it gets closer, heart pounding so loudly you're sure it can hear it, but it doesn't, not this time. It moves on. Another day, it's a huge goanna, its long tongue flicking in and out, tasting the air. It climbs trees, digs through nests, and eats anything it can catch. You watch from the shadows, afraid to even blink. But predators aren't the only problem. Food is a constant struggle. Your diet? Bugs, lots of bugs. You scratch at the dirt with your big, clumsy feet, hoping to find a tasty grub or beetle hiding underneath. Sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes you spend hours searching and find nothing. You eat whatever you can. Worms, spiders, even the occasional berry if you're feeling fancy. You don't just need to find food. You need to find enough food to grow. If you don't get bigger, stronger, and faster, you won't survive. You get better at running. You learn the sounds of the forest. What's dangerous, what's safe. Your feathers grow in fully, sleek and patterned to blend into the leaf litter. You even start to flap your wings and stay in the air for more than a second. Not gracefully, but enough to hop from branch to branch when you need to. You're growing, you're learning, you're surviving. Now you're not a defenseless chick anymore. You've grown, your feathers are sleek, your legs are strong, and you can finally fly. Not soaring through the sky's majestic flying, more like desperate flapping to avoid crashing into trees. But it's good enough. You'd think things would get easier now. They don't. Because now you face the real curse of being a male lyrebird. It's not enough to survive. It's not enough to be strong, fast, or clever. Now you have to be a rock star. In the lyrebird world, females don't care how many predators you've outrun or how many near-death experiences you've had. They don't care how many bugs you've eaten, how strong your legs are, or how shiny your feathers look. They care about one thing, your performance. And I'm not talking about a simple little bird song. You have to be the greatest showman the forest has ever seen. Your life becomes an endless talent show with one judge, a female lyrebird who's heard it all before, and she's not easily impressed. So, what do? You copy. That's your superpower. Lyrebirds are the ultimate mimics. You mimic everything. The shriek of a kookaburra, the chatter of a parrot, the sound of branches snapping, a camera shutter from some hiker who passed by last year, chainsaws? Yes, even chainsaws. Every male is doing this, all screaming into the void, trying to be the loudest, the weirdest, the most convincing. The males are desperate to be heard over the others, each one hoping that maybe a female will stop and pay attention. But the thing is, most of them won't succeed. You see, female lyrebirds are incredibly picky. That means for every male that manages to impress, dozens more fail. Some spend their entire lives perfecting their craft, only to die without ever mating. No applause, no legacy, just silence. And the females, they don't make it easy. She'll stand there, looking bored while you pour your heart out in a flawless mixtape of bird calls, camera clicks, and chainsaw noises. You're giving it everything. Perfect rhythm, crystal clear mimicry, even a little dance with your tail feathers fanned out like a fancy peacock. She blinks, maybe tilts her head, then flies away. No applause, no second chance, just gone. And you're left standing there, tail feathers drooping, wondering what went wrong. But you don't have time to mope, because while you're busy feeling sorry for yourself, another male has started his performance. His chainsaw impression is louder. His parrot call is sharper. His dance moves are flawless. And this isn't a one-time thing. You do this every day, for years, practicing, performing, failing, and trying again. Because if you don't impress a female, you don't get to pass on your genes. So, after years of relentless practice, failed performances, and enough chainsaw impressions, you finally did it. You nailed the perfect routine. The rhythm was flawless, your mimicry was sharp, and your dance was unstoppable. A female actually stops. She listens, she watches, and against all odds, she's impressed. You've done the impossible. You've succeeded. But here's the thing no one tells you. Success is its own curse, because now you have to keep her attention. It's not like other animals where you do a little dance, maybe puff out your chest, and boom, mating complete. Nope, not for you. You can't stop because if you do, she'll lose interest. She'll leave. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon. And all your hard work will mean nothing. So, you sing until your throat is raw. You dance until your legs shake. You mimic sounds until your brain feels like it's going to melt. You don't eat enough because you're too busy performing. You don't rest because every second of downtime is a chance for another male to swoop in and steal your spotlight. And it's not like she's the only one watching. Other females are out there too, observing from a distance. If you're lucky, they'll be impressed enough to give you a shot. If she finally says, "Okay, fine, you're good enough," you don't even get to celebrate. Because once the mating is over, you're done. She leaves. She doesn't stick around. No happy family. No partnership. No proud father moments. She's gone, off to lay her eggs and raise the chicks on her own. You're left standing there, exhausted, starving, and wondering what to do with yourself. And the answer is simple. Start over. Find another female. Perform again. Dance, sing, mimic, repeat until you're too old, too tired, or too weak to keep up. And that's when nature catches up. A predator finally spots you because, let's be real, all that singing and dancing is basically a giant neon sign that says, "Hey, I'm over here," or you simply collapse from exhaustion, or you starve because you spent more time performing than eating. Either way, it ends the same. Alone, in the forest, as silent as you should have been from the start. Up until now, it might seem like the male lyrebird has it the worst. Endless performances, constant rejection, and a lifetime spent chasing approval. But don't be fooled. Being a female lyrebird is also challenging. You're dealing with something just as brutal, the impossible burden of survival and motherhood. Now comes the soul-crushing process of finding a mate. But here's the thing. You don't get to relax and enjoy the show. Sure, on the surface, it looks like the males are doing all the work, singing and dancing to impress you. But for you, every performance is a high-stakes decision. Choose the wrong male, and your genes are tied to a subpar partner. Pick the right one, and maybe your offspring stand a better chance. But how do you know? How do you tell if the guy mimicking a chainsaw is actually strong and healthy, or just really good at pretending? You sit there, pretending to be unimpressed, but inside, you're running mental calculations. Is his rhythm consistent? Does his mimicry sound authentic? Is his tail symmetrical? Does he have enough stamina to keep performing without collapsing? Because if he can't keep up a simple performance, how's he supposed to pass on good genes? When you finally make your choice, the male is done. He's off to charm someone else. You're on your own now. No help with the nest. No help with the eggs. No help raising the chick. You have to do everything. Find the perfect nesting spot. Build the nest from scratch. Lay the eggs. Protect them from predators. Feed the chick constantly while still avoiding becoming lunch yourself. And while you're out foraging for food, hope nothing finds your nest, because one snake or hungry monitor lizard can undo all your hard work in seconds. Even if you manage to raise a chick to the point where it fledges, guess what? It's still not safe. Juvenile lyrebirds are clumsy. They don't fly well. They don't understand the dangers of the world yet. You can't teach them everything. You just hope they survive. And if they don't, start over. Lay more eggs, build another nest, repeat the cycle until either you succeed or you don't. No breaks, no help, just survival. After all that effort, choosing the right mate, raising chicks, surviving predators, you don't even get to watch your offspring grow up. Once they're old enough to leave the nest, they're gone. No family reunions, no proud parent moments. Just you, alone again. A male lyrebird spends his entire life trying to be heard, perfecting songs he didn't even invent. And the females? They aren't exactly winning either. A female lyrebird dedicates her life to raising chicks that might not make it. Most of them don't leave a legacy. The cycle keeps turning. Males perform. Females choose. Chicks hatch. Chicks die. The survivors grow up and repeat the process. No one gets a break. No one gets to step outside the system. The cycle doesn't care. It just keeps going. So here we are, the end of the story. But really, there is no end when it comes to life as a lyrebird. Life as a lyrebird is tough, but there's another animal that has it even worse. Trust me, it's wild. Check out the video and see for yourself.